Well, here it is again. Well, ladies and gentlemen, how about we get double advanced offensive tactics and then throw on the second level of tower damage, which in total gives us 84% of bonus damage. And on these fangs, it's 124 extra damage in total. 124% bonus damage. These fangs are doing insane amounts of DPS. It's 24 fangs, so that's well over 12k DPS. That can punch through the armor and kill the steel balls pretty quickly. There is a Vulcan drop here on these level 3 fangs that are doing more damage than they have health, which is insane. I also have more explosive rhinos to defend, and very fortunately my opponent is not going for temp range to keep his steel balls out of the range of these explosions. They are only 3 meters shy of staying out of the range of rhino explosions. A rhino explosion is 48 meters and the steel balls are 45. I'm also not a fan of shielding up here. Like, what's gonna happen is these shields just instantly get vaporized. This Vulcan thought it had a chance. It did not. The Fangs gunned it down, along with the Wasps. And all of a sudden, with all of this extra damage helping against even these steel balls, like, look at this pack of troopers. This pack of troopers is taking no prisoners. It is taking on the level 3 armor steel balls. And it is making it work. You can see each individual impact basically on the Phoenix health, and this is a properly scary army. These Fangs are going even higher. These Fangs are basically the wave breakers here. We do have Scorpions, which I think are a pretty decent pickup into this. Also Sledgehammers to delay. But the Scorpions are just very good anti-steel ball power, and I think I'm still lacking that, even though these Fangs are now doing over 700 damage. Photon, as usual, in order to counter the opponent going for EMP, he doesn't have it. I mean, he doesn't have it on any unit that I know. So maybe that was just wasted, but I'm also not exactly at the amount of health where I can afford to do this. He goes, grabs himself some Vulcans and a Sandworm. Meanwhile, I have double-shot Scorpions, 4 of them. They can hurt a lot. And he does burn these units in the middle. This is a pretty painful loss. But also it kinda is only these units. Because these Fang... Like, the advantage of Fang carry aggro defenses. One of the biggest counters to Fangs is fire. And one of the things your Fangs aren't gonna do much... Oh, by the way, I've finally sold these units here and stopped sabotaging myself. One of the biggest advantages in aggro defense is when your units have enough range, they kinda never move. And when the Fangs don't move into the fire has to come to them, which is a lot more difficult than the other way around. Temp buffs for my opponent. We have bought out, both of us. And the steel balls die. Instantly, basically. These Fangs also die instantly, basically. Level on that Vulcan already. A low amount of troopers is still alive and now pushing into the fire, dying to it. However, there is nothing really left to compete with these Fangs as long as the Vulcans are still stuck on the Scorpions, that is. The Scorpions are just hitting hard here. Is that enough? It is not. That was the oil round. It's scary now. Real scary. Orbital Bombardment, Javelin, another haste module, Smoke Bomb. Literally all of these abilities can do a good amount of damage. These steel balls could technically go to level 5. This Sandworm I think has no actual purpose in life. My opponent has decided to throw down additional Vulcans and give them Incendiary. He really is trying to bring the fire to me as much as he can. Shields have come down. Javelin is hitting here. My opponent has gone for the Orbital, but I'm shielding against it now. I was kinda able to laugh off the oil simply because I had Fangs in so many places that the oil and the fire couldn't kill all of them. And we'll see what happens now. I could technically level these rhinos, but instead I chose to go for phoenixes, I guess. Ah yeah, a neat little phoenix flank here. There is no more missile on this side, or maybe there never was a missile. So what's the harm in just trying to cheese it out? Oil as well, for me. Although I honestly think that might just hurt me more than my opponent in the long run. This is a lot of fire. And now I'm kind of the one that is pushing. So you can see a lot of Fangs just succumbing to the fire. But at the same time the tower has fallen. There was no defense against that. A lot of Fangs have actually died due to all of the Vulcans. But it wasn't enough. I don't even think the tower debuff came in all that important here. I think it's simply that everything died before it really happened. I love Fang carry accurate defense. These Fangs were absolute troopers. They are MVP of the game. 375k damage. And that is basically with a Vulcan straight up in their face with Incendiary. And getting oiled in the last round as well. So these Fangs are absolute troopers. I love it. So much damage. So much damage. All of my Fangs are doing more damage than they have health. Well, actually, no. Why did that change? I thought they had that in the... Maybe some damage buffs don't apply right now. Post-game. I don't know. Let's hit Ezil up here and see how he could have won this. Alright. I think actually the Javelin is better value. Like throwing a Javelin here-ish should provide us with a very decent amount of value, and I also think that thing has to go. More Vulcans and Incendiary was kind of working. So let's throw Incendiary out here. Go for that. We can stop the Phoenix flank, and I don't think it's an insane read or anything. And shields in the front, I guess they are still good to absorb the blasts. Now, before I have a chance to forget, let's just throw the missile here. I would probably position it like this. So far, we are doing the same as our opponent. What do we do better in order to win? We could mass recruit and buy one hacker. But I can't get enhanced control, and without it, it's kind of useless here. Do I want more phoenixes or anything else? I already sold. Maybe a suck, but I don't think that's gonna work here. None of my units, I feel like, are going to provide us with enough of an advantage. I guess at the end of the day, maybe it is extra damage and mobile beacon something. How about we mobile beacon all of these units here back, kinda? And see if we can keep them alive in that sense. I guess I'm inadvertently also dodging a part of this javelin. And they still explode. Well, I guess there's enough fire anyway, so this is an exercise in futility. No flank this time around. Steel balls have gotten rid of the shields. So many crawlers. Maybe... Oh, there is no underground here. Okay. What is actively left? To be honest, I think if you just range phoenixes, we might still win this. There is one phoenix left, but it's up against a lot of fangs and some crawlers. There is, however, still fire. Oh, another missile hit. I think I just managed to do it, although it is probably one of the smallest possible wins. Just this phoenix. Wow. The missile hit some units, and that contributed as well. So a phoenix, I think it was below half of its health, was actually winning. So I guess Incendiary is still pretty good, at least in this quantity. In that case, you need more units in the front. Probably some crawlers that are pushing in and distracting the next wave of fire, I would guess. Still, I think I'm still in a better position here than my opponent, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. These Falcons kinda seem to work. They did get nerfed in the recent patch. Oh well. That's how the Crown crumbled. I managed to win this one. And I would like to thank each and every one of you for watching and listening, and I hope to see you again next time, when we will do whatever else we will do, because I am out of replays and the new patch dropped, and I can finally update it without damaging the saves that I definitely want to cast. Like this absolute trooper pack of Fangs here. Thanks everybody for watching and listening, and until next time.